I was in church 6 out of 7 days. Nigga put me in work 6 out of 7 days. Legendary podcast. Legendary podcast. Legendary podcast. Legendary podcast. You ready? You ready? You ain't ready. Ready for Se'von. You ain't ready. Ready for Se'von.
What's up, young world? What is up, young world? Listen, this guy right here, special guest to the Se'von Legendary Podcast. This guy, man, listen, you could, if you know him, his name card is already, you already know who it is. It's not like I'm surprising. But this guy needs a proper intro. They called his voice silky syrup on hot pancakes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, written for a bunch of everybody, super mega R&B hit maker. Has his ups and downs like we all do. And we're going to talk about a couple of them today. Welcome to Se'von Legendary Podcast. Donell Jones, make some noises.
What's poppin', King?
What's going on, brother? You all right?
Man, I'm good, man. Just living life, man.
I hear you. Listen, man, like I said, I ain't got a lot of time with you, but I got a lot to unpack here. So we're going to start off with what you got going on as of late, because you know I know about Shy, right?
Right.
Explain to people about Shy a little bit.
Well, the Shy is, it would be myself, Dave Hollister, and Carl Thomas.
Whew.
You know, that's the new group we formed. We discussed this about 9 years ago.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Let me stop that. Decline.
There you are.
Yeah. So we discussed this. You know what? Hold on one second. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb.
Mm-hmm.
That way can't nobody be chiming in.
Ain't no chiming.
Let me do that real quick, man, because
it's all good. It's all good. This is the chime-free zone.
Yeah, this phone would be going crazy, man.
I already know.
Where we at? Boom. My bad, bro.
All good. No worries.
Yeah, so the group is the Shy's, myself, Dave, and Carl Thomas. And again, man, we talked about this 9 years ago. And what happened was that, you know, we all got our own careers and everything like that. But I just recently did a song called Karma.
Mm-hmm.
And Carl came to the video. I called Carl, I called RL, and I called my young brother, Jacquees. They all came to Chicago, flew out, and jumped in the video with me. And I wanted Dave in it, but Dave had a death in the family at the time, so he couldn't really make it. But while we was at the video, RL was like, yo, D, I want to make a remix to this song, man. And when he said that, like the next day he went home, dude called me up the next day, was like, I got the record already. I'm like, man, this nigga worked fast as hell.
Shout out to my man RL. I gotta get him on here. Shout out to RL. He is quick.
Man, that nigga worked fast as hell. So when I heard the record, I was like, yo, this shit is dope. I say, this is what we're gonna do, RL. I said, I'm gonna call. I said, it makes sense for us to make it a remix with all the guys that was in the video. So I called Dave, I called Carl, I called Jacquees, and RL had already, you know, he wrote the record. So it was like, so when we all heard the record was done and we actually got a chance to hear each other on the record, it was a no-brainer. It was like, you know what, man, fellas, it's because we had never heard ourselves sing together.
Right.
So once we heard that, it was like, you know what, man, it's a no-brainer, man. And the time is perfect right now. Yes. R&B needs this. And I mean, not only that, man, it's for the culture. So we decided to do an album, man, and we're gonna turn it all the way up, man.
Ooh, Shy.
Yeah.
And you know it's crazy. Case brought me an idea. Shit, man. Case brought this idea to me probably 2011, something like that, of a new group with myself, he wanted to do like, I don't want to give all the business away, but he wanted to do a group with myself, him, Noak, and we was looking for a fourth member. But he wanted it to be like hip hop R&B. Obviously, I would be the hip hop entity of it. And that just reminded me of like, kind of like Voltron, just, you know what I'm saying? Like just building a super, like, It's funny that you say Dave too. Dave is my man. I gotta get him on here too. I'll tell you a real quick story, Don, about how I met Dave. I was in Marietta, Georgia, at this hole in the wall bar. I'm talking about, I didn't want to be bothered by, I just wanted headphones, one of them days. And so I was shooting pool too. And so I go to the bar to get some change. And I walk past this guy and he's sitting there by himself. Well, he's sitting with another guy. And I look back. And I went over to the gentleman. I said, man, listen, I don't mean to bother you, brother, but you look just like Dave Hollister, man. He looked up at me and said, well, that's what my mother named me. I said, I'm talking about a hole in the wall. I'm in Marietta time.
Right.
So me and Dave talked, man, we come to find out we got the same people in common on the gospel side at church. You know how that goes. But that's dope that, man, you, Carl Thomas is underrated vocalist. You're definitely and everybody know about Dave. Like everybody know what Dave is capable of. Y'all are about to Smashington.
I mean, you know what, man? I mean, if I can really be honest, man, like Dave and Carl, them brothers got some pipes, man. I'm talking about some serious pipes, man. I'm gonna be the baby face of the group. You know, I'm gonna come in with my little smooth shit. But them brothers, man, I mean, like when it comes to like that gospel, that soul, that feel, you know what I'm saying? Like I got a feel, but my shit is a little bit different.
Yeah.
That's why it's gonna work so dope, because we have so many different elements. Yep. And man, that boy Dave, man, is a beast, man. Carl too, man, but that boy Dave, man, when he made that goddamn Before I Let Go, man, that shit right there, man. The way he sang that shit, man. And then Carl, his emotional and I wish. Come on, man. I mean, we finna do some big things, man, for real.
Man, listen. And it's funny because another gentleman hit me up that I'm starting to work with, and he is Carl guy. He's a producer, and he worked with Carl. And we had a meeting probably about a week ago. And I was like, damn, you brought that up. I was like, I just talked to my man, Don. I just texted my man, Don, about the Shine, what they was looking for and type. So we might have some stuff for you coming up. But that dude, Dave, is different, man. David Hollister is different, my guy.
Different.
It's a lot of great vocalists that are great at what they do. Mm-hmm. Dave Hollister is different, man.
Different, man. Like totally, like he can do it all. You know what I'm saying? Like he can do it all. I mean, we already seen him on the Tupac Keep Your Head Up joint.
A lot of people don't even know that was him.
Man. A lot of people don't know he sang a lot of the background in Jodeci too when they had those albums.
A lot of people don't know that too.
Yeah, so I mean, and then Carl come from that church background too. You know what I'm saying? Like I met Carl in New York at this place called Chad's and Wilson's back in the days, man, where used to go and do the open mic and all of that. Mm. And he was ripping that joint. Like nobody knew he was about to get signed, but he was killing that shit back then. Mm. So I mean, man, all of us, man, we put in our dues, man. We've done it. We've had great success, but there's nothing like coming together and forming something that's going to be special for the R&B community.
I'm sure not just the R&B community, man. Music needs it right now, brother. I mean, I can't even stress that enough. The music needs it right now. Let's see here. What I got next was, oh, man. So, I mean, we're talking about, I'll bring up me and Dave's gospel kind of acquaintances that we have in common. You are the son of a gospel singer.
Yeah, my dad, he sang gospel for many years. He did a little bit of R&B too, but my father's a pastor. He probably became a pastor when I was maybe 11, 12 years old. Mm-hmm. But the funny thing about it is I never sang in church though, man. I never sang in church at all. Like I didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like at that particular time in my life, I felt like I was being pressured. You know what I'm saying? And people knew I could sing. But I was into R&B, man. I wasn't really into gospel music like that. I was listening to Michael Jackson, Prince, Babyface, all that. So that was my thing.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Because, we all have, not all of us, but a lot of us, especially when we get to a creative space professionally, our background seems to stem always from a gospel background.
Mhm.
Life Jennings is a friend of mine. Life Jennings is a rapper, really, who can sing better he can rap. I'm really a singer who can rap better than I can sing. I can't. I write for singers, but I can't. I know how to do it.
You know what it's supposed to sound like.
Yeah, but I can't do it.
Right, I got you.
Man, I remember being in this session with my big homie Tony Terry. I had wrote a record, and I was like, yeah, Tone, so go like this. And he was like, you know something? I was like, what's up? He was like, you really can't sing. I said, God damn, Tone, I'm not a singer. Don't do that for me, Tone.
Yeah, that kind of hurts the ego.
I mean, I wasn't even trying to be no singer. I was trying to teach him the record.
Right.
Yeah, Tony. So shout out to this next gentleman I'm about to ask you about, DJ Eddie F.
Man, without Eddie F, I wouldn't be here right now, man. I mean,
talk about it.
Honestly, man, I met Eddie F in 1992 or 3. I was in a group at the time. Our group name was Porsche, and we had a showcase out there in DC. There was a big conference out there called the BRE, the Black Radio Exclusive Convention. And everybody was there, man. We had a showcase, but nobody came to our showcase. Nobody knew who we were.
Mm-hmm.
We was like, yo, man, we got to take this opportunity and we got to get seen. So we just stood outside the hotel. We knew a lot of people was coming outside the hotel. Eddie F walked out. We was like, yo, man, that looked like Heavy D DJ right there. Let's go ask him, can we sing for him? So we went over, sung for him. He was like, yo, don't sing for nobody else. I'm going to sign y'all. So, I mean, we like, man, yeah, right, whatever.
Right.
So we went right. We sang somebody else come out. We went over there start singing for them. He came over like, look, man, I'm telling y'all, don't sing for nobody else, man. I'm gonna sign y'all, man.
I said
about about a couple months later, maybe about 2-3 months later, man, he sent us plane tickets from Chicago. I mean, from Jersey to Chicago, and we went out to Jersey, man, and he signed us, man. So
wow.
Big shout out to Eddie F, man. He put me around a lot of people, man, like Dave Hall, Kenny Carnegie, just himself.
Right.
He introduced me to Puff, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So he put me around a lot of people, which started my career as a songwriter before I actually came out as an artist, because my group had broke up. So he put me around a lot of people, man, that started my career as a songwriter, because I was already writing songs. Right.
And we're gonna pivot into that next. It's crazy, man. And I always say this, there's so many talented individuals that just need that one connect. Because all it takes is one. All it takes is one song. All it takes is one connect. It just takes one of the right ingredient. And if you have been if you have been doing your due diligence and you've been working, you'll be prepared for that opportunity. You'll be prepared. Yep. It's gonna come if you keep working.
Yep.
Because I was, I had already knew so much about you. You know what I mean? Like the world knows a lot about you, But I was looking at, and I'm like, there was a point in time where you didn't want to do it anymore. Not only that, you didn't want to necessarily be here anymore. Mm-hmm. You were going through a major depression. Now, I suffer from depression. I'm transparent about it. I think a lot of us do. A lot of us are scared to admit it or not really know what it is. Mm-hmm. But you were very transparent and vocal about that time in your life. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah. It was around the time when LaFace Records had shut down. And then Arista Records had shut down as well. So all of the artists that was on LaFace and Arista went over to Jive Records. At Jive Records, I was already going through some stuff. I had just moved to my house here in Atlanta. I was just about to start my project, Journey of a Gemini. And I was going to a label that already had, I was already on a label that had Usher. We had Tony Rich. We had
Tony Rich project, yeah.
We had Mario. We had then I was going over to a label that had R. Kelly, Joe, Justin Timberlake. They had just signed Chris Brown. It was chaos. For me, it was chaos because it's like, damn, I'm already leaving a label that kind of get me. You know what I'm saying? And they pushed the button a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now I'm gonna go to a label that already got all these other artists, and I know they don't get me. You know what I'm saying? And they already got their favorites and all of this. So, you know, around that particular time, man, I was going through a lot, man, mentally. Just had broke up with my baby moms, you know, after being together for a long time, and we got 4 children together. Wow. And I was here in this house, in this big house by myself. So, man, I was going through a lot, man. I was drinking every day, man, and I on some real shit, man. I really felt like, you know, my life everything was like crumbling. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have the same respect at the label that I had before. Right. Nobody really knew me. The songs that I had wrote for that particular album, they wanted me to go in and do a whole new project. And I'm like, yo, man, like, and they wanted to take my songwriting away from me. They wanted other people to write the songs. What? We worked with other producers and all that. So I mean, at that particular time, man, I just felt like everything was crumbling. So I was drinking a lot, you know. Wow. Damn, they're drinking every day, man. Like, you know, if I didn't have some vodka, I have a 24 pack of beer. Everything was downhill, man. So what brought you? Happened, man? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Now I was gonna say what happened was one day, man. I drank a gallon of vodka, man. No, you didn't. I'm serious, bro. I drank a gallon of vodka, and you know when you drink a lot of shit, you know, you can hear the water going. It's not water, but you can hear the liquid in your stomach. In your stomach, yeah. I went to sleep and still woke up drunk. You know what I'm saying? Went to sleep and still woke up drunk. That's how much I could have had alcohol poisoning, anything. So that was when I knew. I was like, you know what, man, this is it. I called my mom. I said, you know what, Mom? I said, I want to go to rehab. You know what I'm saying? I want to, you know, change this thing. You know, so that's what I did. I went to rehab, man. I spent I think a little over 2 weeks there, and I started feeling good about myself again. The album eventually came out, but you know, I was still going through the mental things because 2 weeks can't really solve anything. You know what I'm saying? It just helped me get off of the alcohol. You know, so around that time, I was still dealing with, you know, some emotional things that I was going through. You know, and the crazy part about it is all of these things that I was going through, I created them. Wow. You know what I'm saying? It was me who created all of this. I mean, well, I didn't have anything to do with the label situation, but my reaction to it was what I created. Right. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things that I was going through was I was making it up in my head and believing what I was making up. Wow.
Thank you for sharing that, number one, man. I think you really raised something for me when you said, you know, you was there at this rehab facility for a little over 2 weeks, but it helped with the drinking, but it didn't help because the drinking is not the problem. Right. That's the Band-Aid. That's what the medicine. Problem leads you to kind of sometimes, right? Right. Wow. I'd rather be high or drunk than deal with what's really going on. And when we sober up, our problem is still there. It's still there. Still there. Oh, that's a word, man. That's a word, Diamond. That's a word, brother. Yep. And so you got out of that, and where did you go from there? Well, I mean, you know, again, I'm on the road. I mean, well, I complete the album. The album comes out. We hit number one. My first number one album. But the label didn't push it. And the reason why they didn't push it was because I was giving them hell. You know what I'm saying? I was still dealing with, I mean, I was off the alcohol, but I was still dealing with the mental shit. So every time we have meetings with them, I give them hell. Like, nah, I don't want you to do that. Don't do, you know, I was really irate. And it's like, the album was dope as fuck, but they like, we're not going to push this guy, man. He up here like, acting come on, like man. This. Like, acting like this, man. Like, who the fuck you think you are, man? Like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So they end up not pushing the album. And I totally, I get it now. I didn't get it then. I get it now because
look how I was behaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I want to, give somebody or support somebody who is talking crazy to me? You know what I'm saying? So what eventually happened is I started getting therapy. Met a beautiful woman, man, who totally changed my life, man. I mean,
really,
she got me thinking differently. And just, she gave me the type of love that I needed, you know what I'm saying? Which I never had. Even though I was with my ex for a while, I had never shared that type of love where somebody is pushing me to be great. You know what I'm saying? Seeing my flaws and able to deal with it. Because again, I'm a Gemini, man. So I mean, I come with a lot of different emotions, and I'm hot, I'm cold. And she was able to see me for who I am, and she definitely, man, pushed me in the right direction, man. So things started to change.
Man, shout out to all the queens out here that love us enough, man. You know what I mean? That love us enough to see through our fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm an Aquarius, but I promise you, if you're a woman out there watching this and you are with an artist at all, a creative at all, we are strange birds, man.
Yeah, man. It's tough to deal with. It's tough to deal with people who are creative anyway, because you have to think outside the box. I mean, you're creating things, you're making up things. You know what I'm saying? Some of it's true, some of it's not. You have to add a little bit of fiction to make things. So being creative is not easy for a woman to deal with, a creative person. But when you add all of the baggage that you come to the relationship with, then that makes it even more tougher.
Man, it just got real complicated in my head. Just thinking, you got me thinking about my shit. It got real complicated real fast. Now hold on.
We're experiencing some technical difficulty. Thanks a fucking lot, Donell.
Yes, we're back. Y'all, listen, stop hitting Donell Jones. Y'all know he on the podcast with Se'von. Stop it.
I'm telling y'all, leave me alone right now. we talking some deep shit right now. Yeah.
But you know what? So that's good. That's good that we had it, because like it got heavy because it's real.
Right.
It's real, man. I got a question.
Sure.
You know what's up? Oh yeah, I got pipes, baby.
Right,
I got pipes, baby.
Right.
How did that song come to be, man? That was a big record.
Actually, man, that song, that's Edia and Darren Lighty produced that record. I didn't write it. I'm going to tell you who wrote it. Anthony Hamilton, Cliff Lighty, and this guy named Bilal. And
wait a minute. Stop. I feel like I'm on Fat Joe's podcast. I think we had a Joper moment. Wait a minute. You know what's everybody know that song, hit record. You mean to tell me Anthony hold on. Bilal?
Not the artist.
Oh man, listen, I was about to throw
not the artist, but this hot writer back then named Bilal. Yep. Wrote the record, man. And when I think you got muted or something like that.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay.
So when I first heard the record, I always loved the track, man. I thought the track was fire. But the first song that they wrote on it was something about when you hear the car horn blow. And I was like, I don't like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So they went back and when I heard the second version of it, you know what's up? I was like, man, this is it. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. And I knew we had something because it was like the last record that we did on the album. You know what I'm saying? Because Eddie is known for, okay, Donell, you go do your thing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in the end and find out what you're missing, and I'm gonna add those key pieces that you're missing. And that's exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that he did, we did it at the end because he knew, okay, you got this, you got that, but this is what you don't have. So we need this club banger. We need a little something in the streets over here. So this is what I'm gonna do. And that's what he's really, really awesome at, man, is executive producing an album and making sure you're not leaving anybody out.
Wow. So he just hit all the sectors that you needed and filled up the gaps and made it complete.
Yep.
Man, you need somebody like that. I feel like that's Diddy. I feel like that's Dr. Dre. I feel like that was Quincy Jones.
Yep.
That type of vibe. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Now, I didn't know this. Don't get mad at me. I didn't know it. I didn't know. It knocked me off my feet. Was such a, like, you killed that. Like,
Appreciate it, bro.
Like, are you kidding me? If I was a singer, I would never try to cover Stevie. And you did it, and it was a success. That's why that song from Stevie? If you're gonna cover Stevie, why that one?
I'm gonna fuck you up with this one.
Oh shit.
I didn't even know it was a Stevie Wonder song, man.
Man, I'm about to. This,
you know what I'm saying? And I'm a Stevie Wonder fan.
This interview's over. This is over.
That particular song right there, man, I didn't even know it was a Stevie Wonder song. You know what I'm saying? And the producer who produced the record name is Darren Winnington. And he was like, yo, D, I need you to help me, man. I'm trying to get some producer work. So I want you to come to the crib and sing a couple songs for me so I can put it on my reel. So when I let people hear it, you know what I'm saying, they'll want to work with me. So I got to his crib, and his wife sang the song to me. And I sang it back to the tape, you know what I'm saying? And shit, and the them heard, they was like, yo, man, this shit got to go on the album. I don't know what the hell you talking. This got to go on the album. You know, shortly after I found out it was Stevie Wonder record, and when they played both of them, I'm like, damn, man, that's kind of scary, man. Like, because I would have never, come on, man, I would have never touched the Stevie Wonder record. I don't even like doing remakes, man.
Right.
I don't like touching them things, man, because I know, like, when you remake somebody's stuff, man, like, if you don't do it better or any little thing could be off, man, people like, nah, man, I ain't fucking with
Any little thing
could be off, man. And honestly, man, like, that was a gift from God right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, put me, because that was one of my biggest records off my first album.
That's so crazy. But when I listen to your version and Stevie's version, sonically, y'all have the same vocal frequency singing that song. Wow. The tonality of it is very similar.
Mm.
That's why I think you were able to, I mean, first of all, you can sing, but just because you can sing don't mean you have the right tone for a particular record.
That's correct.
And I think that worked in your favor a lot. Did you hear Joe's cover of Adele's Hello?
He killed that. He killed it.
I don't even want to talk about it. Like, that's he killed
that. He smashed it, man. Like, but Joe is another one of those guys, man, that, I mean, he is an amazing vocalist, man. Amazing guitarist. And I mean, an amazing songwriter, man. So I expect those type of things from him, man, because I mean, he's been doing it for a while. He's very seasoned. And he's one of the greatest at what he does, man. Like, Joe is by far one of the best.
But Hello?
Mm-hmm.
How do you cover something that sold, the world knows it, from Adele, who's a white European, like, not white European, but from Europe, you know, killing this record that no one ever heard before she did it. And here you got a black male, soulful, playing a piano.
Man.
Murdered it,
man. I mean, like,
but let me tell you how fucked up this industry is. If he would have did that song and it was his record, he wouldn't have sold half of what Adele said. Killing it the same way.
If he would have did it first and she still would have came another second, her record would still be bigger.
Period. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I'm not with that. I'm not with that. Now watch this. When I had Case on, wait, there's one more thing. Okay, I want to get by this, and then I got a question of the day. And my questions of the day is always, it throws a twist in the works a little bit. But before we get to that, real quick.
Okay.
I did this with Case, and he surprised me. He kind of disappointed me a little bit. Shout out to my man Case. But so I want you to give me your 5 greatest male vocalists. In your opinion, these are your 5. This is Donell Jones, 5 best male vocalists of all time. Let's go.
Number 1 would definitely be Michael Jackson. Number 2 would be Stevie. Yeah, vocalist.
Yep.
Vocalist. Number 2 would be Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Number 3 would be Teddy Pendergrass.
Wow.
Number 4 would be Glenn Jones.
Wow.
And number 5, I gotta say R. Kelly.
You know what? It is so out of your 5, in Case's 5, I think the only one y'all have in common. No, y'all got 2 in common: Teddy Pendergrass and Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
This is how both of y'all are fucking disappointing me. Luther Vandross is not either one of y'all top 5.
No, let me tell you why.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you why. And I love Luther, man. But when I was growing up, my mother didn't play a lot of Luther records. So it wasn't something that was played a lot in my house. Like I'm going off of the things that really inspired me. And when I was young, I heard a lot. And those were the people that she played a lot. Like Steve, she's like she'll play some of Luther, but it wasn't her favorite records. And most times we gravitate towards what our moms played or what our dads played back in the days. And that's what she played the most. So that's what I fell in love with, you know. But by no means, man, Luther is one of the greatest ever. I mean, just because, I mean, he wasn't nobody that riff all over shit. And I love that about him. Right. But his tone and the way all of that, man, I mean, like,
he had control, man.
Yes, man, bad as hell, man. So I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely Luther. But this is one of those things that, man, we can go on for days because there's so many great. I mean, I didn't say Donny Hathaway. I didn't say there's a lot of people I didn't say. So I mean, yeah, 5. That's tough.
That's tough. That's like yeah, man. That's like always. People always asking me who are my top 5 rappers of all time. I'm like, I mean, my top 5 rappers is really easy. It's probably never gonna change. But staying on topic, let me tell you a little secret. Case said Luther ain't in his top 20.
Wow.
I wanted to hang up the thing right then. I said that's impossible.
Wow.
There's not 19 men that can sing better than Luther Vandross.
There's not a lot of men that can sing better than Luther, period. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you put people side by side, there's not a lot of people that can sing better than Luther. And I mean, like, vocally live. I mean, like, you know, his tone alone. Damn, I didn't even say. Damn, forget it. I'm not gonna think of his name.
Now, also, I didn't mention this in the beginning of this, but I also told Case, this category also includes gospel singers too.
See, that's a whole nother thing, man.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, like you got to break it up, because I mean, then a lot of guys I just named probably wouldn't even be in at all.
Look.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but shout out for you for naming R. Kelly though, because R. Kelly is so ridiculous with his vocals.
Yeah, man. I mean, somebody that can change directions and that can sound different ways all the time. I mean, granted, man, I understand where he's at right now and what's going on, but I mean, let's put all that aside.
Yeah.
And let's focus on the talent alone. Unmatched, man. And you know what's crazy? I was up late night. I'm always up late working, man. But I was up late night, and I remember how he put out the Trapped in the Closet stuff, right? Right.
And I remember, I asked myself, like, how did that end? Like, I don't even remember how that ended. That was so long ago. Man, I looked it up. Don, I found chapters 22 through 34 that he did years later.
Wow.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, man.
I'm going to send you the link.
At 10. I think I was over it at 10 because the story started getting like crazy. So I was like, okay, I'm done.
You have no idea. You have no idea. No idea what happened.
Wow.
I'm gonna send you the link. I might post a link. I might post a link in when I post this video. I might post a link. I'm gonna send you the link though. You gotta see it.
You know the funny thing, man. I was asked a question, man, and some people got mad at me. They asked me who I thought the king of R&B was. And I said Stevie Wonder. And the reason why I said Stevie Wonder is because, and R. Kelly would be second, in my opinion. The reason I said Stevie Wonder is because of the level of songs and the hearts that he touched. I'm talking about love, like real love. I ain't talking about like sex and all that shit like that. I'm talking about like love songs and touching people's hearts. You know what I'm saying? And giving them a message in the music. That's why I chose Stevie.
Wow.
And I chose Stevie also because I mean we talking about somebody who's won 25 Grammys, man. A lot of cats ain't even got that close. So that's why I chose Stevie, man. And you know, again, now if we talking about hit for hit, then R. Kelly wins that all the time. But I'm talking about when we talking about love, and we talking about respect and love for women and love for the world and healing ourselves as people. Stevie wrote some shit, man, that you know, you listen to it and you like, man, he's touching something that we need to be focused on.
Number one. Number two, Stevie plays 45,000 instruments.
Yeah.
What are we even doing?
and not to mention, he's blind. I mean, and he does all of this shit.
I'm so glad you said that. Now, from an instrumentation point of view, I think maybe it's all connected. I don't think that's fair. This is why I say that. Follow me. See if you follow me.
Okay.
When you lose a sense, other senses get stronger. That's a fact, right?
True.
It just so happens that Stevie Wonder is in an industry where sound, right, is your best weapon in this industry, right? So if you lose, now watch this. If I don't know, if bird watching was his passion, he would be fucked up in the game.
Right. right. You're like, damn, I can't watch birds no more.
This is no slight to Stevie. I love him.
No.
All I'm saying is, but it just so happens that he's in the industry where sound is king, right? So when you lose something else that don't have nothing to do with your industry, and he gained a more sensitive ear, it gives him almost. It sounds stupid because he has a handicap, but his handicap makes him a superhero because of the industry he's in. So it's almost strengthened him.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does. But here's what I'll say. But it takes a level of discipline to learn all of those instruments, because I mean, you just don't pick up a guitar. You don't just pick up a harmonica. Like, it takes a level of, okay, I got to practice. And to be able to do all of those very well means that he was not only was he gifted, but he was dedicated to his craft. And a lot of people, man, don't do that. They're not dedicated. They don't practice as much. Like, man, like for instance, man, like I feel like even though I've been in this business for a long ass time, man, like I'm still learning something new every day, man. I always, when it's time to make a record, I throw everything away, man, and act as if I know nothing. So It's like starting over again. And that's when I find my best songs is when I'm like, oh shit, like I'm learning this all over again.
That's a great approach. That's a great approach, man. That I had nobody never tell me like say that like that. That's a great approach. That's a really great, which I feel like it's probably easier said than done. You know, I've been doing music 20 some years. Yeah. And you have probably longer than that. So it's just like, how do we not unlearn it, but how do we press mute on our intelligence level of something and start out like with the passion and the approach, like we're just doing this brand new and we're from that place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know what I do, man, is I take a complete break from music. You know what I'm saying? I take a complete break. I don't mess with it. I don't listen to it. And I give myself at least 3 or 4 months to do that when I'm getting ready to work on a project. That way I'm fresh. I don't know where none of my sounds at no more. I don't know none of my stuff because I could usually go and be like, okay, that's over there, that's over there. No, I want to come in fresh and it's almost like I'm discovering things again, and it's like it's fresh to me again.
Yeah.
That way I don't use the same thing I did before. I could come with a fresh mindset.
That's dope.
If that makes sense.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Well, I tell you what, I got about a couple more minutes with you, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your time. I had a question of the day. I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not even gonna get wheel in. Sometimes you just gotta go off the script. You just go off script.
Right.
So let me ask you something else.
Right.
Have you ever thought about getting in the acting world? Like television, film?
Honestly, man, it's something I would love to do. If I had the opportunity, and you know what? I've never pursued it, but if I had the opportunity, man, I would jump in it both feet, man. Because I feel like, we can act, man. All of us can act. I mean, we do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, life itself is an act, depending on what crowd you're around or who you're around, or you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we all are actors. It's just
and women that's watching this, I'm sorry, Don, women that's watching this, don't take what he's saying as men are actors, okay? He's saying humans.
Right.
In
all
a
of
big
us.
Play called life,
right.
and we're all actors in it.
All of us.
Because they'll take that shit and run. So you've been acting this whole time, huh?
Right.
Like, no,
I can give you an example. Like my mama, right? When she on the phone with me, she be like, "Yeah, what's up, babe?" You know what I'm saying? Then when somebody important, the voice changed. You know what I'm saying? Or when it's some business, everything changed. You know what I'm saying? So it's an act. You know what I'm saying? We actors, man. All of us are. It depends on who you're around or what situation you're around. You might be with the homies. It's different when you're with the homies than when you're with your wife.
It should be different.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's all a game of life. It's all a play.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we all can do that, man. But I really admire guys like Will Smith and Samuel L. Jackson and Denzel, because those guys they really perfected it and they do it very well.
I'm so glad. That's crazy you said that. How do you feel? Because I only got a couple more minutes. How do you feel about what's going on with Will and like his memoir and his situation with Jada Pinkett Smith? How do you feel about? How do you feel about that? Because basically, it's not new news that him and Jada have had an interesting dynamic to their marriage and relationship, right? They both have said things separately. They both have said things together. But now he's coming out with this, or he's either came out or coming out with this memoir. And he's saying about how he was so jealous of Tupac because of her relationship with him, and that there was a time where he wanted to commit suicide. And I remember seeing an excerpt that he said that, like, everybody knows Will Smith as this big actor, this millionaire, this bigger than life guy. He was like, I struggle, like a regular, like I'm regular as hell. It just so happens that I have these particular accolades or whatever.
Right.
And I thought that was humanizing as hell. And I thought that was inspiring. Will Smith has problems.
Yeah.
He has identity problems and don't confidence. Will Smith has confidence problems. What in the fuck?
I can believe that. I mean, look, if we're really going to be honest, we've all felt exactly what Will was talking about. I mean, there's been times in my life I've been jealous. There's been times in my life where, I felt certain kind of way about things, you know what I'm saying, when dealing in relationships. There's been times that I've cheated in relationships. I mean, if we're really going to be honest, man, like we've all done some things in life that we're not proud of and things that we are proud of. But when you got that spotlight on you, it kind of shuts down. Nobody can see the other side of you. You know what I'm saying? The part that where you're hurting at. They only see this part. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's Donell Jones, but they don't know that, man, this motherfucker, I'm worse than you. You know what I'm saying? I got way more problems than you. I got issues. I got shit I'm dealing with. When I was a kid, I went through this. So a lot of us haven't fixed those things, man, and we carry those things through life. And other people think that we're so happy and we're so this and so that. Nobody knows. But I love the fact that he was very honest. And it just shows us that, man, we as people, man, we need to be a little bit more open be a little bit more honest with ourselves. And that way people out there, man, can see that, you know, being famous ain't all what it's cracked up to be. It's a job. It's just a job. It's what we do for a living.
Wow.
But some of y'all are more happier than us, and you don't even know it. But you think this is what you want. But you don't know what comes with it.
It's so funny because I remember seeing an interview with Jim Carrey, who's could be a billionaire if he wanted to.
Right.
That's just Jim Carrey.
Right.
A plus actor.
Yep.
Hear me? I don't know what's above an A plus, but he's that.
Yeah, he is.
He says, and I preach this now, right? He says, I wish that everybody in the world had everything they ever wanted in the world. How big, how little, in between. I want you to have whatever your heart desires, just so you can see that it don't matter at all.
Yep, that ain't it.
This is coming from, like, you understand, like that's why I bring up Will Smith, because, you know, depending on what room we in, Se'von the biggest nigga in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what room we in, Donell Jones the biggest nigga in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get Queen Elizabeth to be the biggest person in the room if Will Smith is in the room. Will Smith is always the biggest nigga in the room. Jim Carrey, the same. So what I'm saying is, for somebody of that caliber, and we know what you and I went through to get to where we are. Can you imagine music, acting, feature films, like, and for someone of that caliber to say those things in such a transparent and humanizing way is super inspiring. And I thank you for your time and your transparency. Donell, you need your fucking roses, my dude. People need, a lot of people know Donell Jones, the artist. A lot of people know, Donell Jones, the person, but not enough people know Donell Jones, the person. And that's one of the reasons I wanted you on here, man, to give you a platform so you can tell people, this is Donell Jones, and these are some of the things I go through. These are some of my thoughts. These are some of my ideas. And, man, I appreciate your time. I owe you one. I got some cigars for you. Bro. I got some cigars for you.
Hey, man, send them my way, bro.
I got some cigars for you, baby.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Is it anything that you want the people to know before we get off here, man?
Look, man, I just want to tell the fans, man, look, I love you guys, man, with all my heart, man. Thanks for rocking with me for 20-something years, man, like over 25 years. And look, I'm going to keep making music if y'all keep listening. And that's just point blank period. Man, I love y'all, and thanks again.
I mean, we got to get Se'von on the verse on the new Donell Jones project. Come on, man. About it?
Come on, bro. Come on. That's easy. That's easy. As soon as I finish this Shot album, I got another album I'm working on right now, and it's important to me, man. I mean, it's very important to me. So
for sure,
definitely,
for sure. Well, thank you, man. Listen, y'all have just witnessed Sevon's Legendary Podcast with the incomparable, the ultra talented, transparent, human, honest Donell Jones. And as always, peace, young world.
Man, peace, guys.
Love, man. Love, brother.
Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. You ain't ready? You ready? You ain't ready? Ready for Se'von. You ain't ready? Ready for Se'von. Legendary Podcast. She bring it up. Take a look, go down. I'd rather get it with you. I'd rather get it with you. I go like this. I'd rather get it with you. You can do it on your own, I can do it on my own. Yelling you grown, cause you're grown, that's in my zone. Ain't no I in team. Keep your mind on me. This life ain't cheap. Wait, hold up. You safe, I got a safe, baby, lock and key. You wanna rock on your hand, baby, rock with me. This what we doing.